Hey guys, it's your boy Luis Torres, and I just got the KHDK Ghoul Screamer. So today, I'm actually going to run it out of my Mesa triple rectifier because the Marshall, I think, just in general, has nothing to do with this pedal or any pedal. That head just doesn't have a lot of gain. So I prefer to use that head with a pedal that isn't an overdrive. I like using it with something that's a distortion pedal because it needs it. The gain stage that's on there is old. It's kind of weak. It's just not modern. So you have to put some kind of a distortion pedal in front of it. The Ghoul Screamer is an overdrive pedal. The Randall is absolutely amazing by itself. I mean, there's a reason why people complain to Ola and they're just like, dude, everything sounds great through the Satan, whether it's through the front or even through the effects loop. And it's true. It just is. So I feel that the Mesa rectifier, if you have the dual, single, triple rectifier, you know that thing is flub central. It is as loose bottom as you can get. It's, you know, you can play around with it. You can eventually fall in love with the tone. But you need something like a tube screamer, Ghoul Screamer, that's going to make it sound absolutely amazing. So give me 1 second. Let me just connect this. So I'm actually using my 1994 Jackson. This is a Dinky Rev or reverse. It's a reverse headstock, Japanese made. I am only going to be using, they're both Seymour Duncans. This is the Dime Bucker. If you've never used the Seymour Duncan Dime Bucker, you are missing out. It is absolutely incredible. And I actually have another one. I just have to figure out where to put it, or which guitar to use it on. So. So this isn't how I would normally use the triple rectifier. If I were only using the rectifier, you know, plugging it straight through, using an effects loop or noise gate through the effects loop. So I kind of had to play around with the head, but again, and now this is with the Ghoul Screamer on. So significantly tighter. Again, this is with the K. This is with it off. wondering if you should get a Ghoul Screamer, the pedal's absolutely amazing. I literally just got it in the mail and played around with it for a few minutes. And keep in mind also, I'm one of those guys that uses mid at 0 big donut. That's because I actually let the pedal go ahead and sweep the mids for me. So bass is at max, treble is at 1, 2 o'clock, mid is at 0, gain is at 2 o'clock on the amp. I'm running it through the front, and believe it or not, with the Ghoul Screamer, I literally have all the knobs at max. So tone at max, volume at max, drive at max. But with that, I pulled back on the gain on the triple, because the more gain you give the triple rectifier, or any of the rectifiers, the crazier / muddier it gets. So this pedal allows you to play around with that frequency, and there's all these little dials, so there are 5 toggles, right? So from left to right, so there's 5. From left to right, second is down and 5 is down. The other 3 are up. So if you get it, that's how I have it set. All the knobs set to max. You have to, dude, it's a drive. It's not, you know, it's not, it's meant to work alongside your gain. The problem is that the rectifier, the more gain you give it, the crazier it sounds. So if you know that already, you already know that you need to play around with it. So I dialed it back and cranked the drive on the pedal, which is actually, it tightens the heck out of it, which is awesome. So if you have a rectifier, you already know you need something that's going to tighten it. And I feel that the KHDK Ghoul Screamer actually does just that. And it's, I mean, it's literally par with all these other amazing pedals that have been coming out over the last 2 or 3 years. Do I think that the KHDK Paranormal is better? Yes. Does it cost more? Yes. So that's kind of expected, right? It's going to cost more. It's new. You can't buy it now, but at some point they're actually going to put it into production, and you'll be able to get the KHDK Paranormal pedal minus the glowing eyes, which is what mine has. So I paid extra, which is fine. I paid extra for the glowing eyes. And, you know, it's batch number, it's the first batch. Like, who doesn't want the first batch, right? Excuse me. So the KHDK Ghoul Screamer, you're going to love it. Again, you're going to have to play with your amp. Make sure that, you know, like all these pedals, you have to play around with your head along with the overdrive pedal that you get. If you're one of those guys who has an OD808, TS8, TS9, yo, legit, why are you guys buying those, dude? You know, I've owned them. I've had them and got rid of them because I realized that there were so many other pedals that were just better than all of those. So someone just posted in one of the groups on Facebook yesterday saying how he was disappointed on the Maxon 808. And I'm just like, dude, that thing is old, bro. It's 2019. Why are you buying old shit? Like, seriously, it's 2019. You know, unless you're going to play rock and roll, you don't need those pedals. If you're into chugging, you play and it's just a chug fest at the studio with your band members, you know, when you're practicing with your other guitarists. If you're all about the chug, yo, don't get any of those. Get something newer. You know, get a Ghoul Screamer. This thing, hand over fist, is infinitely better by leaps and bounds than any OD808 from, regardless of which era you buy it, the TS8, the TS9, you know, there's so many different variants of those. Why, dude? You're just taking something old and trying to make it look new. And, you know, unless your name is Chuck Foose and you can take an old Mustang from 1967 and take a fastback and bring it up to 2019, you know, bring it up to speed, you know, with rims and brake calipers, then there's no point, dude. Like, seriously, get our Ghoul Screamer. That is a 2019 Lamborghini right there on the spot. So Ghoul Screamer, if you don't have it, beat it! No, I'm joking. Yo, if you don't have this pedal, seriously, you're gonna love it. So that's how I have my knobs, right? Can you see it? Just 2nd and 5 are down. But yeah, dude, it's actually really good. It sounds amazing. So I'm psyched because I absolutely fell in love with my Paranormal and did a bunch of research on this pedal and look forward to getting it. So I got it and I'm super happy with it. Just make sure that I'm going to play around with this and the JCM 800. I don't know how it's going to sound because this is an overdrive and that thing, the gain on that JCM 800 blows. The gain on the triple rectifier is incredible. It's just really, the low end is just terrible. So this is actually, this helps to tighten it. So, you know, you probably, whatever amp you're using, you know, you just have to, again, these are my settings. Everything maxed out. Start with this setting, that one, that. Then play around with your amp and, you know, play around with the EQ on your head, because this right here, I feel is the best setting. I know some of you guys are just like, just shaking your head, but it's all good, son. It's all good. Max everything, 2 and 5 down. The rest are up. Have fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, just hit this little button right here. Hit the little cowbell. Bing! And as usual, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.